opportunity. Good morning, everyone. My name is Majharul Islam, and I am a co-author of this research. And thank you to my honorable madam who has helped us to do this research. With her. Coexistence of wildlife with the with modern tourism on the context of Bangladesh. Okay. Here we my honorable teacher Sharmin Sultana, senior lecturer tourism and hospitality management, International University, my name, and we have also already done the introduction part. So here's the introduction: coexistence of wildlife with tourism, with modern tourism, or with the domestic tourism, or you can say modern tourism, should be the key element of our country because because of COVID-19 or due to COVID-19, the international tourism has already been at halt, and through this we have to develop our economy with domestic tourism. But the main idea or the main criteria of this or the main theme of this research was the coexistence of wildlife. If we give emphasis, the international tourists always have the tendency to see the beauty or see the definition of the place where they are visiting. But in our country, we are not aware with the wildlife properly. So we have done that research. These are the learning objectives. The purpose of the study is to get a proper idea of how human and society or tourist or travelers are impacted with wildlife and nature. Bangladesh, as a developing country, has yet to consider this as a key element for tourism because in our country we have not yet developed a theme to help our wildlife or nature. And this study also includes the interaction of tourists and the great history of the confliction of the cohabitation of wildlife and human nature. Okay, these are the contents: literature review, research methodology, findings, discussion, steps and initiatives, limitation and direction for future research. Okay, literature review. As you can see, we have covered many literature reviews. For we have covered many literatures for our research, and these are some. The value of the conversation, animal welfare, visitor satisfaction, and profitability are often in conflict with wildlife tourism. From there are some particular literature reviews which we have seen. We have done already. I'm sorry, we have done, and these helped us to understand few things. Those are in the tourism industry or in the cycle of tourism. People or the humans have direct reflection or direct interaction with wildlife and nature, and without our consent we sometimes do harm to the nature or to the wildlife. If we I'm not talking about the countries far west or the developed nations. I'm talking particularly about the developing nations or the underdeveloped nations or countries, such as Bangladesh. Bangladesh is now currently a developing country, and this country has a lot to offer in future. But the current population of our country does not have the proper idea of uh, keeping their wildlife or keeping their natural resources intact. So through the literatures we have learned about those things. And now coming to our research methodology. Our research was conducted in quantitative research methodology, and the secondary data were also seen and discussed. We have also done group discussions, and through various interviews also we have gathered the informations. Standard questionnaire were made, and the group discussions gave us a great view of how urban people or how local people think about the tourism and the current situation of our country. Okay, findings. There were many respondents, and I have divided them in various criterias. The demographic segmentation. So we did a demographic segmentation, as you can see. The first one is gender and age and occupation. As you can see, gender male. There were two genders, male and female. 32.1% were female, and 67.9% of the respondents were male. Sorry. Next, we can go to the age. We have divided the age into three categories because not everyone is a tourist or not everyone is traveler in our country. As I have told you, we are not a developed country, and we have very less time to do the travel or touring. And we have done this particularly for the domestic tourists or tourism travelers. We have divided the age into three categories: 15 to 20 years, 21 to 30 years, and 31 and above. In our country, the majority of the tourists are from 21 to 30 years because because those are students, most probably those are students and the young adults who are doing starting their careers, so they enjoy to do travel. Okay, another one was occupation. As you can see here, the many of as I told you, the many of the respondents were student, and many of the travelers are student also. There are some full-time service holder and some part-time service holder or business owners also. Now you can see here is the descriptive statistics of our research. These are the variables, means, and standard deviation. From here, we have learned that there are some key elements that we need to consider before doing any kind of work for domestic tourism or developing the coexistence or developing the wildlife situation. As you can see, many of our people are aware that tourism will help impact the economy of our country. It is true. As you can see that the mean is to 4.25, and the standard deviation is 0.69. It means that many of them are agreeing with this term that domestic tourism will impact the economy of our country. And on the other hand, the many of us don't even know what to do or what to find or what to expect from our society or from in future. If we see the discussions, this study was conducted on the basis of Bangladesh. As I told you before, we are a developing country and we are doing much less progress on tourism. On the first hand, we can see Sundarban. It is the largest mangrove forest in the world. You all know, I hope, about Sundarban. But due to some local tourists or domestic tourists, the Sundarban is getting polluted day by day. We do not have that much awareness available, or people don't know about the consequence what might happen if we lose or if we do tourism on the basis of that. Like there are some things called carrying capacity, there are some things called keeping the place clean, or no use of plastics while having tour. So these terms should be educated or should be told to in order to control that. This study also indicates the gap between wildlife and sort of society, especially tourism. As I told you, that we are still unaware about how to keep our wildlife or society clean or keep our society safe. And due to COVID-19, the international tourism has been kept halt. Yes, from WHO has confirmed that that the international tourism will be halt till 2022 due to COVID-19. And as you all know, that we are held inside of our home for COVID-19, as this conference is conducting on the basis of COVID-19, because we are all virtually doing it. This study has shown some small steps made a huge change to the on the domestic tourism. It is true. If we look into our past, that Bangladesh has developed itself from a very low situation. Like before 10 years ago, we did not know what to do. We did not know about the digital marketing or the digital situation, or we did not even considered our country that it have many places to visit. As I'm a student, I didn't know. So it is my duty to let everyone know that we have the situations, or we have the criteria, or we have the items that can be helped, that can be shown in the future. Okay, so the steps and initiatives that we can take to help our tourism or help our wildlife and to make it coexisting. First, inclusion of basic knowledge about tourism in the elementary school. Um, we all know in elementary school we learn the things that are essential for us, and from elementary we learn how to talk with people, how to make friends, how to enjoy our life. We start that from the elementary school. So I think the basic knowledge of tourism should be included in the elementary school, because when we visit a place, we have to remember that visiting a place, we are foreigner for them. It doesn't matter it is the same country, or it doesn't matter it is the same place. But when we visit someone or some place or some area, we are new to them, we are foreign to them. They don't know us, they don't even know our background. So we have to understand how to interact with those locals where we visit, how to interact with those situations where we visit. Sometimes we eat it in Bangladesh, we eat a chips and we just throw it on the road, or have a drink and throw the bottle on the road. So that is a very common practice in this country. So if the inclusion of tourism, if the inclusion of physical knowledge, tourism in the elementary school, it can help us at a big step. And using television and radio for advertisement and awareness. If we look back into the past,
So you have one more
there
minute.
were cholera epidemic. Okay,
You have
so
one
I
more
have
minute.
to finish first. Okay, thank you for giving me, reminding me. Using television and radio for advertising and awareness, ethical practices for infrastructure development. Ethical practices should be done because developing infrastructure sometimes ruin the nature. Planning an annual budget for the development planning and for the budget is very important because we need a budget to solve the situations or solve the problems that we have now. Limitations, we all know there are every limitations, and there are very less research or informations about tourism and wildlife in our country. A direction for future research, it is very open because we have done this on a primary data, and we did not have any secondary data to even consider for, because there were no informations on our country on the basis of wildlife. We don't even know how much animals we still have. So so we have to, we need more research in future. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Right.
Is there any questions?